Able to match what's worrying. You are baseball. And then after practical. How are things going with your observation? I still caught. Okay. Um, I'm not the best person.
Because on Friday it seems like I got off, but I'm not sure if you really have a clue. Because I don't really have a background yet.
Okay.
Even though I kind of, but not really.
Yeah, like unofficially.
This is what I sent up on Friday.
Okay.
So
Cool.
they did talk a lot, but I didn't really interact with her classmates.
Okay.
They were I think she was playing outside.
Okay. Yeah, that's like that, even when something doesn't happen, that gives a lot of information.
Because like on Friday, it seems like they don't know. So enough to expect enough to answer what I present.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Maybe like to start.
Oh, this is so cool. What is about everything that's happened so far.
Okay.
This was my classmate would comment on this.
And you need to identify a classmate to.
One said that she will be able to, so I have to start it out. I finished typing everything early this morning or yesterday. Just everything, and then they're just supposed to comment and stuff.
Cool. Cool. And then, what you said that you weren't sure if you had enough.
Yeah.
Why are you not? Well, what?
The background part.
Okay.
That for sure. I don't kind of not. Really, I think I don't really have because I think for the kids it's just been maybe a month with that teacher.
Okay.
She was in another classroom for like August until like the end of September.
Gotcha.
Like 2 months ish, and then she's new teacher this month. I think she just started this month, last month, in that classroom. So for that part, I haven't set out these little questions. I was trying to run. This is the same questions minus the therapy part. Out to the teacher to send to the parent and to answer it for me. So the question, but that's kind of that part too.
Awesome. And so what do you still have to, what parts of the assignment do you still have to complete on your end?
Mm, I think I got the so-called the palette thing already kind of like there. Not sure about what I need another observation of the kid to like get a little bit see if there's any because last Friday was Halloween, everyone went crazy about like candy and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this Friday it might be a more normal Friday compared to last Friday, so I'm not sure should I have another one and then to make sure I have enough stuff to really see how the kid is.
Okay, yeah, so how we can kind of figure that out is let's take a look at the assignment instructions itself.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna treat it like a checklist and just go through each thing and be like, okay, we've got this, we don't have this, etc.
Because the presentation and the paper is kind of like the same thing. The paper is more of what I'm presenting, more
Yeah.
detailed.
Okay, so introduce the child, use a pseudonym, probably pretty easy. And relevant background context. What relevant background context do you have?
That part I kind of don't really have yet.
Okay, so it might be smart to like kind of make a list of the things that you still need.
But I think for the purpose still I have some of it, but not fully. Do I really have everything?
Okay, what do you have so far for the purpose?
I think it was I haven't written anything out yet, but like I think it was like I kind of saw from what I have told in like the language and social emotion and the behavior. Um the behavior I haven't really seen much. So it seems like it's more like the emotion and the interaction part and the language. Those two.
What were you looking for in the behavior that you weren't able to see?
Kind of see how she like during the interaction with the classmates, like was she get emotional or something like that? Like yeah.
And you said she didn't interact very much.
I met so called she did ask her friends can she play with them? And
Yeah.
they said they're playing with another friend.
Oh,
So no,
so they said like no to her.
not really say no. That's saying they're playing with another friend already, and then she ended up just playing by herself.
Okay, so that's interesting, you know.
That's what I have saw.
Yeah, and that's like interesting interactions too of like, oh, okay, so there's some like,
They, 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 yeah.
yeah, so that might be something, that you can also kind of bring up of like, she tried to interact with people and wasn't able to.
I saw more interaction like when they were playing outside
Okay.
on the playground
Okay.
compared to like really in the classroom. Even though she did try to interact with her classmates were playing with other friends
Yeah.
instead of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty interesting observations you have there.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'll be able to, with the info you have, you'll be able to state the purpose of studying the child? What did you want to find out? Why?
I think in my little this one I kind of said it here.
Okay, what'd you say?
Um, this I think this was kind of trying to say what is from a purpose ish if I'm going to the language.
Okay,
To see her growth and her skill.
awesome. And then the question is why? Why is the language skills interesting?
It was because I think for that one because she was able to start talking a little bit when she was in the toddler classroom. But I didn't really see a lot because she wasn't there for like it was only in the summertime, so I didn't really
Okay.
see her growth from like the year before to like that time. Like, I didn't really see how she developed.
So why is the language development part interesting to you,
Um,
specifically to you?
I think it's so cool, like to see how for her like how this kid developed within like that 1 year in some ways.
Okay, but why language?
Um, I think it was like before she had only not that many words, and then when I saw her, she spoke like so many. Like, she was able to say her my name is the full name too.
Gotcha.
Mine is if she have a middle name, but like her first name and then her like last name too. So
Okay.
she's like no,
So like an area that you like really were like amazed with how quickly she developed.
yeah. Before she didn't really say that much word,
Gotcha.
like that detail. She
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fully did develop a lot throughout 1 whole year.
Gotcha, gotcha. Cool. That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
but I think that's kind of where that one was kind of going for with that language.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty good start to that. And like I'm sure as you type it out, it'll clarify a little bit more exactly what
Yeah.
you want to say.
Mhm.
But it sounds like you have an idea of like what you want to focus on and why.
Yeah, in some way for this part.
Cool. Awesome. Let's look at the next part.
It was about the interaction.
So describe the observation process and data collection instruments used. Why those instruments? So tell me a little bit about, let's start with the observation process. Could you describe the observation process?
Um, mm, I think for that, it was kind of like when I went there last Friday, I had to wait for the kid first
Okay.
to see if she's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like part of it too. I think maybe I had to wait to see if she's there to really observe. It was so cool. Like if she didn't come that day, I just
Yes. Yeah. I didn't think you would be able to observe.
because I can't get in contact with the parent.
Totally.
I need to do it through the teacher
Yeah.
to see if the kid will even be there or like the director. So that part, Peter, because I didn't really tell them that I will be there that last Friday to
Gotcha.
observe the kid, because the teachers themselves didn't know I got the consent form
Okay.
until I went there on Friday. Yeah, I received it on Monday, and then I went Friday to observe the kid.
Gotcha.
So like, there was not really that much communication with the teacher to tell her that I'm coming to observe her, yeah, and stuff like that, or like with the kid's parent about that.
Gotcha. So I think when it says describe the observation process, they're kind of looking more of like what were you like? Where did you sit? What did you do? What was happening? Like kind of just like describing, what you saw, what you heard, what you like, kind of those basic things. So tell me a little bit about like what did you do? Did you sit in a corner and take notes? Did you interact?
I kind of try to not really interact with
Yeah,
them.
makes sense.
Like what I really started writing was what I heard from the director about because this kid have a younger brother, a
Okay.
baby. The director had asked her, "What's your younger brother gonna be for Halloween?"
Yeah.
And then she has a baby, and, instead of wearing costume and stuff. So like some of it is from like the adult observing the kid, and that's where some of it came from. But I did observe the kid. When she ate, she went to get a little her water and then she ate her little snack breakfast thing. So
Okay. And then what data collection instruments did you use?
I will use the questions
Cool.
and then the notes here.
Okay.
I think that's really what I have so far.
And that makes sense. It says be brief. And then why those instruments?
Because
What did taking notes allow you to do? What did asking or thinking of those questions? Why were those questions important?
I think for the question is to so-called kind of get the beginning here, the introduction of the kid, the
Okay.
background knowledge of the kid. That's where the question came about. The observation part is to see how what I'm looking for is there.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for is there, and then I am seeing that too. Uh,
Cool. Cool. And then describe the data organization and analysis. How did you sort, put together the data? So basically, when you're looking at these notes, when you're thinking about what you saw, uh, how do you draw conclusions from it?
I think for that part, I'm not sure.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what you learned then.
But I did see that her language skills develop fully, like the whole 1 year.
Okay.
So that her skills of like speaking develop.
And then in these notes, are you able to show me within them kind of evidence that she's able to, of how much she was able to speak and how much language skills she has?
And then it seems like because I'm usually in the classroom across from her, she
Yeah.
asked me why am I not in the classroom over there?
Okay.
You know,
So in these notes, are you able to show me, like, can you show me with these notes instead of telling me like what happened? Can you show me her increased language skills?
oh, because I think during her interaction, with her little classmates, they were drawing on those dry erase boards.
Okay.
She had said I can draw and stuff like that. She was just scribbling and stuff. And then she was kind of like talking to her classmates, but they were doing it. She asked, she asked, "Can you erase for me?" Kind of like that.
Gotcha. And then what about like, over here? Tell me a little bit about what you can show me from news pages.
Because Soko, for one of it, when she was playing by herself in the kitchen, she was getting like a little pizza out, and then she was getting those like little utensils to so-called pretend to cut it
Okay.
and stuff. And then she had said it was a spicy pizza because she so-called saw like a little piece of it seems like a little pepper,
Gotcha.
and she was pointing at it too.
Gotcha. And are these kind of things that you recorded like spicy pineapple, spicy pizza, pineapple, I can draw, I can write, like everything I see here, is that more than she was able to do when you've previously observed her?
I have heard. This is the first time.
I thought you said that her language skills have developed a lot.
I'm not. Before she didn't like speak this.
Um, and when you
Because I
say
think like in the
before,
summertime, I wasn't really there like the whole day.
yeah,
Even though
but so you, I guess,
I saw some of it, but not like.
yeah, yeah. So but like you observe, when I'm saying observed,
Not that many words spoken
yeah.
out, like
When I'm saying
maybe
observed, I'm
two or
not
three
talking
words.
about using like an official school thing. You've seen this kid like speak before you did this.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked with this kid before.
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay, yeah. So like these things, you're able to kind of like record that her
Mm-hmm.
language skills have improved, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that kind of helps you start thinking about like, okay, how can I use these notes to show her language skills? You know, you have a whole bunch of different phrases here. You can like, kind of look and think like, okay, are these normal for a kid her age? Are these phrases that are like more complicated? Let's look at how many phrases she's able to speak. Like this is stuff that you can kind of look at. Looks like you've recorded a lot of her speaking here, right?
Yeah, mainly the speaking because I didn't
Yeah.
see her like interacting with her classmates until she was outside.
Yeah.
I did try to so-called write some notes outside, but like it was kind of hard in some ways.
Totally. So, yeah, so you've recorded a lot about language here, which is
For
good
sure.
because that was your goal. So now it's like, okay, how can I use this to show what I learned? How can I use these notes? How can I use the answer to these questions?
Mm.
I might take some thought. I might take some thought.
Yeah, that's why it seems like I'm not ready to present, even though I
Okay.
so-called observed her. I might need to do another one just
Okay.
to make sure I have everything here.
Okay.
So that fully have everything.
Yeah, it seems like,
I have some of it,
yeah.
but I'm not sure what I saw, what's like, it's, you know,
Yeah, and it might be helpful to go into another observation with a more formal data collection instrument. I don't know what that would look like, but there might be like something with, even if it's more formal, as in like you're counting how many different words she uses throughout the day, something that you're able to collect data on, like numbers, and then you can go compare. That could be something like, um, trying to think, like we collect data every time I do your student ID. It's like recording how many student visits we have, how many people come in for certain subjects. So try to think, and that's a data collection.
Yeah.
It's not like, super complicated.
Mm.
So try to think about as you go in this next observation, what data collection instrument do I want to use and why? Your notebook, your notes are data collection.
I know that can be considered one of it,
Yeah.
and then the questions would be another one.
Yeah.
But that third one, we kind of briefly mentioned maybe those rating scales or checklist things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And I know so-called for that daycare on campus this week, they're doing those conferences with the parents and stuff. So like, I don't know what that teacher had used to so-called observe the kid.
Yeah, so just be thinking of something that you can use to give you some data.
Because from what I have seen briefly for the younger ones, it seems like it's a kind of like similar to that rating scale thing with just checking off the stuff. That's what they're for the younger ones. That's what they use. But for the older kids, I'm not sure. Like similar idea.
Well, and it's up to you what you want to use. It can be something like, it can be something that the school uses as well, or it can be something that they wouldn't like not even think about using. Like I said, a data collection instrument could be just counting how many different words she uses. How many different unique words. And then being like, oh wow, she used like this many words. What does that teach us? Or it could be like a formal assessment tool, like you're talking about. Doesn't have to be a school one. It could just be like one that you found and you're like, oh, these are interesting questions I would want answered. You have those other questions. And it's not so important as, okay, what data am I collecting, but more of what can I learn from this data? Because it sounds like this is the one that we're getting a little bit more tripped up on. Describe data organization and analysis. How did you sort, put together the data? And analysis means what did we learn from it? So I think if you kind of go in with something that's like, okay, here's what I want to learn from this data, and then here's what I did learn, you know. I don't know if that made sense.
Mm, a little bit, I think. Yeah.
So, for example, um, for this student, let's look and see if we can find, like, let's find some examples. Let's go to assessment tools for, how old is this kid?
She's 3 turning 4.
Okay.
She turns 4 tomorrow.
So I'm going to type in observation assessment tool for 4-year-olds. You're going to have to do this on your own. This is just kind of an example. Uh, but, you know, like there's a whole bunch of different systems you can find. I have done no, okay, so that one's paid. We don't want to do that. Uh, days to 42 months. Let's see. I'm guessing this 3 hours. What? Okay, that's good. Sometimes you gotta do what? So here is like, this one's just called the essential preschool activity. And it's like I can walk up and downstairs, pivot to change direction when running, throw a ball. Like even if you don't see the student throw a ball, it's like if they're on the monkey bars and like able to like do that, that might be enough for you to like check this off. Uh, and like you can go through this. And the question is, and this is for physical development. This might not be so much what you're looking for, but if you find an assessment tool like this,
I think this kind of is like the checklist.
yeah.
But then what you have right now is like kind of the checklist.
And that's like a checklist is an assessment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. So, and if you already have that, if you feel like you have enough where you can like analyze it, great. But the question is gonna be, what did I learn from the data I collected? And notes are really great. They don't give us as like clear things, so you might have to be a little bit more broad if you're talking about what did I learn from my notes? Oh, I learned that this student is able to communicate their needs and describe different objects. Just be thinking about what can I, if I knew nothing, what would this teach me?
mm, I think for that and the notes, it will be kind of like for the beginning, like what I am trying to see for in the activity, this assignment.
Sure.
Yeah, and then like if I go to use the checklist for this, to kind of like better help with the notes and like, assignment and stuff like too,
Okay.
to like fully understand the kid.
Yes, exactly. And that'll bring us to the next part. Like, what did you find out about the child? Must closely, must relate closely to your purpose. Use bullets.
I think the main thing I kind of saw from the first one is that her language and her skills like it seems like it increased a lot.
Okay.
That's it. And I didn't really see much interaction. I mean, like she did interact. She tried, her friends wanted to play with other friends instead.
Yeah. And that's like, like you're pointing out, that's you learned those different things. And it might be like things that might sound obvious to say, but also,
It's like for this maybe she's still kind of new to the classroom
yeah.
still. I think this last month was her like first full month there.
Okay.
So yeah, that she's like this month is her second month there.
And you're noticing two things that like almost that might feel contradictory, but they're actually both true. One, her language and communication skills have really improved, but two, she's also still kind of struggling to fully interact
I
with her
think
peers.
that's why that I didn't see much interaction in the classroom that night,
Cool.
since I kind of like saw maybe that.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why.
And you learned that, and
Maybe
that's really
maybe
good. And
that's
you
why.
kind of got to trust those instincts that you
Yeah,
have.
I think that's why for the interaction in the classroom not much, but outside they interact more.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, just be kind of thinking about what did you find out.
So would that be the social emotion, the interaction?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's going to be up to you with how you link all that
Mm-hmm.
and how you like, really describe what you learn.
Yeah.
Um,
I think now with those 6 and 7, I'm not sure like
6 and 7.
about the feedback and the to help support the kids part. That
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
So how are you able to share the feedback with the parents, caregivers, or guardians?
Because I can't really interact. I don't really get to see the parents though. It's mainly through the teacher.
Okay, so how could you still, even if you can't see the parents, how could you still share your findings?
Um, Maybe tell the teacher just like get the word to them, kind of in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How could
that's
you
it.
make it a little bit easier for the teacher to communicate? It might be hard if you just like tell your teacher, like, oh, could you tell the parents this? Might be challenging for the teacher to remember everything. How could you maybe make it so that you can clearly communicate to the parents, even if you don't see them? Do you want to like write an email, give the teacher a note, like share the Padlet and presentation?
Um, I think for the Padlet is of my whole experience though. The presentation is like of what I saw, so that maybe that I can. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you can share something that they can look at, or that's not just like the teacher telling them one time, that would be
Mm-hmm.
really helpful. And then how can the data be used to better serve and support the child?
For that part, now since I observe and I see what I see for the language part, I'm not really sure what else can like uh, support her even more.
What would help this student either be happier in school or to learn better in school?
I did also see when she wrote her name, the way she wrote it, it's like very tiny
Okay.
and stuff. And then some of her letters that she wrote was like backwards. I know it's also except for some. They said it's kind of normal to
Yeah.
write
Yeah.
backwards. Is that like that? What not that one. Not really that one. If they sort of flip the thing, it's not really considered that. So it's kind of normal what
It,
they're doing right now.
and just because something is normal doesn't mean that it can't be like improved upon.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just because something's normal doesn't mean it's bad either,
Mm-hmm.
So like for instance, if she's flipping her letters, that might be normal, but it's also like when she's an adult, you don't want her flipping her letters. So how might, you be able to
Maybe for that one, try to see if I can find an activity that can like try to help her not really flip over.
exactly. Yeah,
Others.
exactly. It's like you're taking what you're trying to do here is a teacher has like 30 or whatever students in the
Mhm.
classroom. And so obviously they can't give their undivided attention to every student. But what you can do with this observation is think of, oh, how can we help this student learn better
Mhm.
or be a happier student? Like Sammy, you were kind of talking about the interactions, like maybe if there was some support that could be given to her to help in those interactions. I don't know what that would look like.
Well, maybe that can be another one too.
Yeah.
For the interaction.
And like think of something, it would have to be more specific than that,
Mhm.
think about how you would help with her interactions.
She is asking her friends, "Can I play with you?" And then they do say like, yeah, not really. You can, but like said, I'm playing with so and so and stuff. And then
Yeah.
You still try to play with them, but end up going to do something else.
And how could we help with that as parents, teachers?
Maybe
And
like try to tell the kid that's like I'm playing with somebody else. Say you because like for some of those activities you can have more than two playing.
yeah,
So like can maybe tell the kid you can have this person play also with you guys.
yeah, like, and I like that, like, kind of like setting up the group so that it's not her having to ask, it's like, no, this is your group. Like, that's a great idea.
I think that's just kind of how she really try to communicate and like
Yeah.
interact with that way with asking.
Yeah,
Her way of like trying to interact.
yeah, definitely. And then, okay, so I feel like you kind of understand with that, and then show your Padlet, sounds like you have a plan for that, right? Okay. And then, okay, so we kind of went through everything here. How do you feel about your plan going forward? Bless you.
I think it's kind of like really typing it out
Okay.
too, part of it too. And since I don't really have the background stuff, that's why that's why I kind of like I don't think I'm ready to present it, even though I kind of just the observation.
Okay.
The first one, it's an observation, so it
Gotcha.
may be like another one is okay, if you need it. Uh, but I don't think I can present this week
Okay.
for this yet.
And then, does your teacher know that?
I wouldn't need to tell her. I was trying to. I think I had class. So, I try to, but like class ended.
Yeah. So maybe an email might be a better way because then she, it doesn't, she's able to get to it when she has time.
Yeah, and so-called class this week. We still have class, but it's on the computer on Zoom.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And what day is class?
this Thursday.
Okay.
I'm supposed to present this Thursday, but I don't think I'm really ready to present since I kind of have something. It's not fully typed out and stuff, and I don't really have everything.
Okay.
It seems like it's not there yet.
Well, and we're getting kind of close to Thursday. So
Yeah.
let's take some time. Let's send that email right now. Let's actually email your professor and let her know that or them know.
Mm, because I think I would need to do another application in
Okay.
some ways
Yeah, let's let your teacher know.
to get a little more
I completely agree.
because it seems like I do have a lot from what I saw last
Listen,
Friday.
you convinced me, but we got to let your teacher know
Yeah.
because she's expecting you to present on Thursday.
So on, I think this Thursday is 4 or 5, including me, will be 5 or 4 classmates for the day.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we're using our own computer since we're on Zoom. So
Yeah.
we're just sharing our screen that day. I think.
If you're not comfortable letting your teacher know with me today, it's really important you do let your teacher know.
Yeah, I will need to send the email.
Yeah, because that's coming up and you don't want Thursday to come and not have anything.
I think I will send her the email, and then when I'm in that super little Zoom, to also maybe like try to send a direct little message just to make sure that she knows that I'm not able to present. That's what I was planning to.
And if you wait until,
I will do it today.
okay,
Yeah. That email, and then yeah.
cool.
For the questions I have here, I'm not sure. Should I also give it to the other teachers that she had before, or to the ones she have currently?
What do you think would be best? So like when I hear that, my first thought is all the information you can get is good.
Mhm.
So I don't think it would hurt to do both. But tell me about what your thoughts are.
Because I think right now for the new teacher, she just has maybe the 1 month. The other one was like a 1 month and a half.
Gotcha. So yeah, maybe both.
To see for this.
What do you think about both?
I think I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
for the. But do these questions make sense?
Let's see. Can you tell me a bit about the student's interest and personality? Makes sense. I would answer, and maybe like I'm gonna just like pretend I'm the teacher and getting this. I would talk about like what they like to do at recess, how they interact with students. And if like the reason I'm going, if anything I'm describing isn't what you're looking for, then we'll reformat the question. How would you describe this student's overall behavior and participation in your classroom? Now I'm thinking more academically. Are they able to do their assignments, focus? Are they misbehaving in school? Are they a good student? Um,
I'm not sure about the academic part here.
okay, what are the student's strengths academically? I would think like, oh, they're a really good writer, or oh, they're really good at math, or oh, they're really good at their colors. And then socially, I would think, oh, they're really kind. Oh, they're really, you know, friendly. Everybody loves them. Oh, they're really like they're more quiet, but the people they talk to, they really like. Is that kind of what you're looking for that?
I think that's what it is for that. Yeah, yeah,
Cool. In what areas does the student seem to need the most support? Here, I'd be thinking of like, oh, if they're shy, do they need help? Making friends. Oh, if they're bad at or if they're struggling with their reading, like, oh, I'd help them. They need some more help with reading. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
yeah. I think. Yeah, 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 yeah.
How does the student interact with peers and teachers? Again, thinking about like, okay, are they, able to make friends? Are they able to interact with the teachers? Are they like really stressed when they don't do well? Or is it okay? Do they not care about their schoolwork? Are they getting in trouble a lot? Kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they any noticeable patterns in behavior? Oh, they're always anxious when they have to do an assignment by themselves. Oh, they can't sit still for more than 5 minutes, kind of that sort of thing.
I think that's where that sort of the other one behavior was trying to aim for with
Yeah.
that one because
Okay.
I didn't really see much of that day. It was like the talking part.
Have you seen progress in the student's behavior, social skills, or academic over time?
I think
That's,
for that part, I'm not sure since
yeah, that one's kind of a yes or no. I feel like I would just answer, yeah, they've improved in their behavior and social skills. Maybe not their academics, or maybe they improved in their academics and behavior and not their social skills. I'll just kind of answer yes or no.
would these questions seem for language too? Or
Maybe I would put language. That would be a good one to like maybe specifically have some language questions. Have you seen progress in the students' language skills? Um, yeah. Are there moments when the student shows exceptional growth or engagement? That one I'm not sure exactly what that's looking for. What do you mean by that question?
um, this maybe I can take it out for this one.
How does the student respond to structure routines or redirection? Yeah, I would just be thinking like more kind of like, are they able to follow the classroom structures? Do they know like, okay, if we line up coming back from recess every day, like, are they able to do that? If they are like, kind of off track, is the teacher able to be like, oh, like let's focus on our schoolwork, and they're able to just turn and focus.
Yeah, I think that's
Well, and then what has been most rewarding about working with a student? Just basically what does the teacher like about the student? And then is there anything else you'd like to share? Yeah, those make sense, I think. I think the one you deleted, I think that makes sense. I feel like that was kind of covered throughout, and I don't know.
But I kind of try to see if I can add the word language in any of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
maybe.
one? Which one?
What do you think?
Maybe in the number 7
Yeah, seems like a good place.
language.
Anything else you're looking for in these questions that you want to add? I can't, I didn't have anything in mind. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I think that may be okay. So there's nothing else that looks strange there.
No, I think,
Understandable, right?
yeah, I think that one question that you deleted kind of stood out as the one that I was like, huh, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So I think that was smart that you were like, yeah, I don't need that one. All these other ones made sense. I feel like they'll provide you with good information.
Um, how about this one for the family?
Are there any languages other than English spoken at home? Very clear.
Hmm.
Can you tell me about your child's age, interest, and personality? Yeah, just like, okay, they're like 4 years old. They like to color and play outside. Can you tell me a little bit about her family? Who lives at home with your child? Would you be willing to share your current occupation and that of your child's other parent?
That is kind of also for like that beginning, like background is also needed in some ways
No, that makes sense.
because that's in the intro here for the
Yeah.
paper. Is yeah,
No, yeah, I
that's
think
a kid.
that's an important question. Um, how many siblings does she have? Makes sense. What grades? Yep. Is she oldest, young? Yep, makes sense. Yep, number four makes perfect sense.
I think for the pets part was kind of like see if there's like interaction, if there is a pet, like how she interact and stuff like that.
Maybe, yeah. Then you could ask like, how does she interact with any pets at home? And
Yeah,
because
that's what I was. I think that's why I asked that question. But like, if she don't have
what
that,
you're trying to find isn't going to be what this question is asking.
so like, what
You
else
ask,
would I
does
need
she
to
have
ask?
any pets at home? That's just a yes or no. Like, yeah, if you have a cat, that doesn't tell you how she's interacting with them.
That I think that's what I was trying to ask with that. So that maybe, and I have another question to it.
Yeah. How could you clarify that?
And maybe like if she does, how she interact with them.
Yes. Yep. Perfect. Thanks. Good catch on that because yeah,
I think
that
that
was a
like
good catch.
it was just a yes or no, and then no.
And then you're like, shoot, I know she has a cat, but I don't know. All right, cool. Yeah. How does your child communicate and interact with family members? Here, if I was the parent, I'd be thinking, okay, it does, do they get in a lot of fights with their siblings? Are they able to, you know, behave in the family? You know,
Mm.
I'm like, the parent will have a, that, I think we get a lot of information from the parent, which is good. Have any teachers ever mentioned any concerns regarding your child's learning? What was the concern? Why? That makes sense. Yeah.
At language here, though.
Yeah, maybe since you're, trying to focus on language, might be a good idea to
Language is
focus.
also part of it.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. What do you find most rewarding about parenting your child? Oh, nice. That was a good spot for them to offer some praise, kind of, talk
Mhm.
up their kid. I like that. And then is there anything else you'd like to share? Kind of leaves it open to them. Yeah, I think you'll get some good
These
information.
okay?
Yeah. Was there anything in there that you want to know, but that these don't really cover yet?
I think since this little kid's little sibling is the new one, I don't think the new one.
Okay.
Um,
I'd be kind of curious, with that sibling one, kind of like the pets. Uh, are you curious about how she interacts with the siblings?
I kind of saw like when she did a so-called like a star of the week. She was the star of the week. She had said like she liked playing with her brother.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what that this one time be for that one too. But let's
What do you
change the
think?
wording.
I mean, I think that would give you more information, if you just included the same, like if she does, how does she interact with the sibling?
Just have the same question then, just change the word.
Yeah, I think that would help. Well, yeah, those make sense.
I think, I know her, so call her siblings a baby.
That's okay. Like, siblings still interact with babies, you know, and like it'll be different depending on the kid. Like some kids will be really annoyed at babies, some kids will love the babies, you know.
I know something I think in the springtime the baby wasn't born yet. I think the baby was born during the summer or the springtime. She did say my mommy's pregnant and stuff, and she knows that stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, we are out of time, but did we get to everything that you were hoping to?
I think so for now, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So I will log you out for the day. Yeah, it seems like you have a good plan. All right. So I'm gonna say we met in person.
So the question seems okay for me to send them out.
So well, thank you very much for meeting with me today. Are we meeting again? Yeah, I think you've made a lot of progress on this.
I just need to start typing it into a presentation.
Yeah, and don't forget to let your professor know. That'll be a very important thing.
Because the consent form was kind of like the for the week before the struggle.
Yeah.
To really start the observation.
Yeah,
Didn't receive it until last week.
yeah. Just like you know the situation, you know, that you've been working on it, but you need another help.
She does see the note for me.
Cool.
So she does know I'm attending today.
Yes, yes. Of course, thank you. Yeah, let's, you know,
It's almost
yeah, I was gonna say, you're really close. Yeah, getting some of that background information will be really helpful though. And I think those questions you have will do that. Yeah, have a good day.